Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video you'll be learning this amazing shoulder bag or crossbody bag or anything that you want to use it for. Okay, it's super easy and beginner friendly. So if this is what you're searching for, please watch this video to the end. Okay, so this is the main panel, which is 10 by 10 inches by 10 inches. Okay, you need two pieces for this. Okay, so after getting it, we are going to work to bring out the shape. We are measuring from the top edge 2 inches. Okay, you measure 2 inches. So after getting your 2 inches, you now connect it. Okay, so after connecting it, the result will be as shown. Then from this other edge, the both edges, you're going to mark out 1.5 inch. Okay, inwardly, from the edge inwardly you are marking 1.5 inch. Okay, after getting your 1.5 inch, then from that 2 inches that you mark, you are going to mark out another 5.5 inches downwards. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? 5.5 inches downwards. Okay, so this 5.5 inches, you're going to connect it to that 1.5 inches that you've already marked from on top of that 1.5 inches that is on top of that or beneath that 2 inches that you drawn with your line. So I don't want it to be that straight like the ruler that I use, so I'm just using my hand to give it a curvy shape a little. So after that, you mark 2 inches from these edges. Okay, from the edges inward. Can you see what I'm doing? So you just connect that 5.5 to these 2 inches. Can you see? So I'm using this my checkers cover to connect it, or you can use your hand or any other object. So after that, what I do here, I'll also repeat it in this other side. So I'll cut it out. Okay, so after cutting it out, the result will be as shown. Then I'll use it to trace the other side. Okay, can you see what I am doing, guys? So after that, this is the result. Can you see my two panel is already beautiful? So after that, this is the pocket, which is measuring 6.5 inches by 5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to curve it, the down part, using 1 by 1 inches. Okay, 1 by 1 inches to curve the down part. Okay, I'm using this thread rubber to curve the downside, but you can use any other thing, okay, to do that. Okay, after getting this part being done, you also use this the top side. You're going to use 0.4, like quarter an inch, okay, to connect it to that 1 inch, to that 1 inch that you've drawn downwards. Okay, so after you might have gotten it, you just go ahead and cut it out. Then what as you have done to this side, you also repeat to the other side, or you trace it out. Can you see what I am doing? So after this part is being done, I now find the midpoint. Okay, I find the midpoint. Then this is going to enable me to fix in my magnet. I mark 1.5 inch from the top side, so I'm going to fix in my magnet to it. Okay, just watch what I am doing and you will get it at the end of the class. So after piercing where I'm going to fix my magnet, I fix my magnet, then I fix the cover, then I press it. Okay, so these other parts is being used as my lining, so you can use lining or you can use the same fabric. I just want it to be thick, that is why. And this very one that I'm using here is tappeta, royal blue tappeta, the original tappeta that I'm using here. Okay, so after that, I'll just sew it, and after sewing it, I'll just trim it out. After trimming it out, then I'll just turn it, notch the necessary part and trim out the necessary part. Then I'll also turn it over. Okay, I'll just turn it over. Can you see what I am doing, guys? I'll just turn it over. Okay, so after turning it over, what I will want to do now is just to go ahead and top stitch it. After turning it over, I will align it very well. Then I will just top stitch it. Can you see what I am doing? I'll just top stitch that upside, just the upside. Can you see? So after that, I'll now find the midpoint again. Are you seeing what I'm doing? After getting the midpoint, I'll carry one of my panel, depending on which one you want to use for your front panel. I'll just find the midpoint as well for my panel. So I'll now place it as shown. So leaving 1.5 inch from the downside. Okay, leaving 1.5 inch from the downside. Okay, after getting it, I'll just sew it in a U shape to form my pocket. Can you see what I am doing? It's super easy and beginner friendly. Okay, after this part being done, I'll now carry this one, which I measure 3.5 inches by 6.5 inches, is for my flap, for my pocket cover. So then I'll just cover it with this cover of checkers. Okay, custard checkers. So after covering it, I'll just cut it out. Then I'll sew my logo. Then I'll bring this lining. I'll also insert the adjuster on the lining. Please just pay attention, you'll get it at the end of the class. So I use this little fabric to place on this lining because the lining is not as thick as the fabric, so that the magnet will not be pulling out. Okay, the magnet will not be pulling or be tearing the lining. So after fixing my magnet, I'll go ahead and just stitch it, leaving an opening where I will turn it over. Okay, so can you see? After that, I will notch it, then I'll go ahead and turn it over. Can you see? It's very easy and beginner friendly. All you need to do is to be patient, be detailed, and be focused. Always be accurate with your measurements. You will get it at the end of the project. Okay, so after getting this part being done, I'll just top stitch it round. After top stitching it round, I'll just place it as shown, then I'll stitch it. Can you see that our front pocket is already formed already? So after that, I'll just carry the linings. Okay, so I'll start working on the lining. Also, this is another pocket that I want to place in the lining, 10 inches by 5 inches. Okay, I'll just go ahead and just tape the edge, the upside, with my bias tape. It's very easy and beginner friendly. So after sewing it with my bias tape, I'll just carry one of the lining, then I'll just sew it as shown. I'll sew it straight, then I'll divide it at the middle, forming 2 pockets. Okay, can you see? So after getting this part being done, I will just trim it out. Okay, I'll cut out the excess lining. Is very easy and beginner friendly. Just pay attention and be detailed with your work. Okay, so after this part being done, I will now bring my zip cloth. I will align it very well, then I'll bring good side of the zip cloth facing good side of the fabric, then the lining facing the side of the fabric. So after that, I will turn it over and top stitch it. And please, for those of you that like asking which material did I use, this is a normal leather material. It doesn't have a name, it's just a design. They just decorate it, there is no name on it, so I don't know what to call it. It's a normal leather material. So can you see? You just repeat the same thing to the other side, and then you now insert your 2 pullers. I'm using 2 pullers. After that, you secure it with a top stitch. Okay, can you see how beautiful it has turned out to be? So this one is our handle, which is measuring 45 inches by 2 inches. So I'll just fold it by 2 and give it a straight stitch, a very neat one. Okay, then I'll place it at the middle of that my zipper. Can you see? Then I'll stitch it. I also need this 2 inches and a ring, an oval shape ring. Then I'll place it at the other side and I'll stitch it. Is very simple. Okay, so after this part, this is the gusset of the back, which is measuring 21 inches by 4.5 inches. Everything is in inches. So after getting that part being cut out, you will now measure 1.5 inch from the top side, then from the edges downwards you measure 4.5 inches for both sides. Okay, so you're just going to slant it, you just connect it. Okay, what you do to this edge, you also repeat it to the other side. Okay, so just pay attention, please. Just be patient. So after you cut it out, you trace it out and you cut it out. You also cut out your lining. Can you see the result? So after that, you now start joining your bag, good side facing good side. Can you see what I am doing? Joining it from these wings. Can you see? It's very easy and beginner friendly. So to my returning subscribers, to my returning viewers, you are very welcome. To my new subscribers, you are welcome. Thank you so very much. As I was editing, as I was recording this video, we've already hit 1,000 subscribers. So that was yesterday, being 13th of March 2025. So I appreciate each and every one of you that have clicked the subscribe button, each and every one of you that have been supporting me, each and every one of you that have been commenting, liking and sharing. You have contributed a whole lot to this channel growth. I celebrate you, and I pray that God Almighty will meet you at the point of your need. Okay, so this is how we join our bag. Okay, as we are joining it, these parts, it seems as if it's small. No, as if it's not enough. It's going to fit in after you notch it. If you notch it, it's going to fit in. Okay, but if your own has already fit in, no need for you to notch it. If you notch it, it's going to be over again. So you start losing and start cutting and start doing some manner of things. At the end of it, your project will be a kind of bend. It will not be straight. So you just align it very well. Can you see it? So thank you so very much. To my new subscribers and my new viewers, you are welcome. Thank you so very much. And please, if you have watched to this point and you find this tutorial helpful, impactful and educative, please do well by giving it a thumbs up, giving it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell. In case I upload any new video, you'll be among those that will be first to see it. Okay, so after that, you just cover it with your bias tape. Cover the rough edges with your bias tape to give it a neat finishing. Can you see how beautiful it has turned out to be? So after that, we just open up our bag to see what we have gotten so far. Can you see how beautiful it's turning out to be? Very beautiful and beginner friendly. So please just go ahead and try yours and leave your comments down below so that we'll all learn from each other. Okay, just leave your comments down below. Let me know your observation and your thoughts on this very bag. Let me know your observation. So you need your adjuster. You just insert your adjuster as you can see me do. Okay, so thank you so very much for your time. Thank you for always clicking on my videos. Thank you for your for always watching. Please always watch to support me. Always watch to a kind of so that I will have watch hour to start having some payments from here. Okay, because a whole lot of you have been wishing me well, and this is the only way that you can just support me. So can you see how this bag has turned out to be? Very beautiful. Please just go ahead and try it, and mind you, it's not always necessary that you use this very type of fabric. You can use another one. This platform is just to share idea. Okay, by the time you see it, you now add your own knowledge and your own thinking and your own everything, and it will come out neatly. So I